Welcome back everyone. We are only a few days into training camp, but we have already gotten plenty of info about the Lakers. Typically, a majority of that would purely be speculation at this point during any other year, but Darvin Ham has not been shy about dropping hints, as he appears to want to create his own narrative. And throughout the first week of training camp, Darvin Ham has been moving their team in a clear direction, with that involving an emphasis on defense. That has been the big thing that he's repeatedly mentioned, and his words are now becoming action, with their entire team beginning to echo that statement. And that appears to be translating to their starting lineup as well, with Darvin Ham going with the players that he believes fit that criterion. Although, not everybody tends to agree with him, and while they have yet to choose an official starting lineup, they do seem to be favoring one lineup combination in particular. And that lineup would appear to involve Russell Westbrook, Kendrick Nunn, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Damian Jones, which is definitely not what many were expecting. Again, there's no guarantee that this will be their game number 1 lineup, but there's certainly a chance that it will be. And with that in mind, what are the pros and cons of going with that lineup, and is it really their best option? We will talk about exactly that in today's video. We'll be breaking down that lineup combination, along with a few more that I think should be up for consideration. Before we do that though, I would genuinely appreciate it if you could drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and hit that notification bell to get updated right away when I drop a new video. Without further ado though, let's dive right into it, and we'll begin by discussing their go-to lineup throughout training camp. It definitely was not what many expected to be the early favorite, but I can understand why Darvin Ham is trying it out, as both Kendrick Nunn and Damian Jones can provide what others cannot. In regard to Kendrick Nunn, he can offer more three-point shooting than almost anyone on their team, and he's already played into a combo guard role before as well. If they do plan to keep Westbrook in their starting lineup, which they clearly do at this point, then Kendrick Nunn might have to be included with him. Neither Lonnie Walker nor Austin Reeves can provide the three-point shooting that Nunn can, or at least they haven't shown the ability to do it routinely quite yet. The only problem with including Nunn is that their backcourt would be very small and not very defensive-minded, which would not appear to fit what Darvin Ham is looking for. Along with that, it would put a lot of pressure on both LeBron and Westbrook to play good defense, and that is something that neither of them did very often last season. Although, it does appear that Darvin Ham is confident in this lineup's ability to play defense, and very likely because of their frontcourt. We've watched in the past how Anthony Davis, along with another athletic rim protector, can do wonders for their defense, and Damian Jones might be able to fill that role for them. Now, he's not quite the defender that JaVale McGee was for them, but he is certainly capable of filling a similar role, and if he can do that, that would make up for having average to even below average backcourt defense. It's really not that hard to believe happening either. The Cleveland Cavaliers, for example, had a very poor defensive backcourt last season, and yet, they ended up finishing as the 4th overall rated defense. And given that this lineup would actually resemble what the Cavaliers went with, both in regard to height and athletic ability, I think that is what Darvin Ham is hoping for. He is trying to put Anthony Davis back into a help defender role, and one that he is likely comparing to the role that Giannis or Evan Mobley currently fill. The only thing I don't like about it is with it requiring LeBron to regularly play defense and match up with the best wing player on the court. It's not that he can't do that, it's simply that I would prefer him not to do it, as I would very likely be putting too much burden on him. And the only other option would be to put Westbrook on them, which would probably not go very well. And with that in mind, what other lineup combinations could or should be considered to make up for that, as they have plenty of other options. However, if they do plan to keep Westbrook in there, then they are fairly limited. They do not have a backcourt player who fits perfectly with him in their lineup, and that will hinder their ability to make an effective lineup combination. If they go with Kendrick Nunn, then they're lacking height on defense, and if they go with Austin Reeves, then they're lacking three-point shooting. Even if they were to swap out Damian Jones for Thomas Bryant, that wouldn't fix everything either. They would be getting more three-point shooting, but they would immediately be downgrading their defense. To me, the best option for them would be to bring Westbrook off the bench, it would help both their offense and defense, along with putting him in a better situation too. My ideal lineup for them would be with either Dennis Schroeder or Patrick Beverley, Austin Reeves, LeBron, Anthony Davis, and then Damian Jones. That to me would best fit their needs and allow everyone to play freely. That lineup would provide them with an effective, well-spaced offense and a tall, formidable defense, and it would really resemble what worked for them in the past. For one, it would finally allow LeBron and Anthony Davis to play the way they want to again. They would be surrounded by players who fit with them, and the same could be said for Westbrook off the bench. I believe that is their best option. Will it actually happen? I kind of doubt it, but if Westbrook begins the year poorly again, then maybe they could eventually try it. If they do insist on keeping him in their starting lineup though, another option could be going with Thomas Bryant and then Troy Brown Jr. rather than Kendrick Nunn. Up until this point, I have not seen many people mentioning Troy Brown Jr., and it probably does not help that he is currently dealing with a back injury. Although, he might be a better option than either Kendrick Nunn or Austin Reeves. He is kind of the happy medium between them, and is significantly bigger than both of them too. Unlike Kendrick Nunn, Troy Brown can match up with bigger wing players, and then unlike Reeves, he's shown the ability to be a reliable three-point shooter. Not only that though, but Troy Brown Jr. is an underrated rebounder and passer as well, both of which would complement their lineup quite well. And then with Thomas Bryant included with him, it might be just enough three-point shooting for them to get by with, as they definitely need at least average three-point shooting to surround LeBron and Westbrook with. Now, it would hurt their wing depth by including Troy Brown in their starting lineup, with them no longer having a backup small forward behind LeBron, but it might be something to consider anyways. I really do not see a better option for them if they keep Westbrook in their starting lineup, and unless they are confident in Kendrick Nunn being a good defender, or with Austin Reeves becoming a reliable three-point shooter, then Troy Brown should definitely be given consideration. If I had to give a prediction on what they will go with though, I imagine they'll go with Damian Jones over Thomas Bryant, and then ultimately end up going with either Kendrick Nunn or Austin Reeves at shooting guard. Up until this point, we have not seen Darvin Ham pair Beverley and Westbrook together, and Lonnie Walker appears to be a better fit off their bench. I mean, I would not be entirely shocked if he did end up going with Beverley, but I feel like he prefers a slightly bigger backcourt. And then with how complimentary he's been of Damian Jones, along with him resembling what they did back in Milwaukee, it's hard for me to believe that he won't end up in their starting lineup. What do you guys think though? What do you believe their starting lineup should be? And then what do you think it actually will be? Let me know your thoughts by commenting down below and we can talk about it there. That will do it for this video though. Big thank you to those of you who took the time to watch until the end of this video, and until the end of all of my videos in general. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, be sure to drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and turn on notifications to get notified right away when I drop a new video. But as always, thank you for watching and have a great day.